We are here today with Jack from Motorsports Nation in Waterford. And as usual, we talked a little bit before, and turns out he actually likes bikes a little bit.
A little bit.
So I want to tell your story. You're a LA boy in the Northeast now.
Yeah.
So tell us some about the LA scene and how cool Motorsport Nation is. Go through the whole spiel.
Yeah, diehard motorcycle guy. Love to ride. Been riding my whole life, racing four-wheelers to the day I bought my first bike at 18. Moved out to California. In the golf course industry, that failed back in '08, so I got into the bike business, second passion, first love, and turned it into a career. And yeah, California's riding scene is next level. It's 10 years ahead of us, 15 maybe.
Yeah, because they design, like, all the designers there, the builders there, like everything.
Yeah, a lot of R&Ds out there, a lot of research, a lot of there's a lot of bikes on the road, right? It's the #1 registered state for motorcycles in the country, and so there's a lot of advancement there. There's a lot of the new product that gets there first. They get eyes and ears on it. So you get a lot of the newer stuff there, trends there before you see them all the way back over here on the Northeast. So.
And there seems like the shops are just so much bigger there, and there's like so much more going on and more happening.
Yeah, I mean, you got millions of people, right? So
yeah.
Each dealership covers X amount of territories, and unfortunately, a lot of the smaller mom and pop shops don't survive so much out there. So it's bigger is better, because the bigger they are, the easier it is to kind of supplement that, 750,000 population in that 10 square miles.
So it's got a super competitive market over there.
Very competitive, yeah. Yeah, I mean, when I was out there, there's groups out there that with dealers, when you're involved, that you can, in the business, you kind of stay on the same track a little bit to kind of keep profits the same and stuff like that. So nobody's veering off different directions, but it's very competitive. Yeah,
yeah, it's funny. The car scene, the same thing. It's like, I'll talk to people and they're like, there's a custom shop on every corner because there's just so many people. Like, you're driving cars, same thing, 11 months a year, and people are building and stuff like that. And it's here. It used to be a lot different because the winters were always longer, so people would build like really crazy stuff during the winter and then come out with something really cool. But now it's like our winters have been so mild, except for this one, and like so now people aren't really. It's kind of like changing a little bit.
Definitely is. I mean, even since I've been here, I moved out here 2015. Started working for Motorsports Nation, Waterford, Plainfield, Waterford for 2016. So, and I've watched the winters go from almost 6 months to 6 months on, 6 months off to, I mean, we got guys that are still come into the shop through November.
Yeah.
And, they're off November, December, January, and tail end of February, they're back in it. And it's great. I mean, you see it. They're getting ready. They're getting tires. They're getting oil changes, and even watercraft. You get younger guys that want to get out in the water, get out and play, and
yeah, but the people are probably jonesing now.
Yeah, everybody's fiending right now.
I can't believe some of the. I mean, it's like it went from like jet skis and boats to like these $20,000
vessels.
Yeah, you know what they are.
325 horsepower vessels.
Are they really?
Yeah. So Sea-Doo makes a 325 horsepower watercraft that does, quote me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds. So it's hold on horsepower. Yeah. So.
Do they let you sample everything, all the new ones?
Yeah, I mean, we get demos.
You get demos. That's the perk.
Yeah, I mean, you cannot get on a jet ski and not smile.
Yeah, so, I know, right? Or a bike. It
doesn't matter if you're going out to Block Island or you're just playing in the river in the Sound. It's always a good time.
It's fun. I love, one of my favorite things is like you go to a dealership and you just watch I like going to a Harley dealer and watching tough guys come in. Because as soon as they sit on a bike, they can't help but smile. Like you watch, like one of the guys will fire it, sales guys will fire it up, and they're trying to act all tough, and then they're like, it's like too cool. Yeah, that's funny.
I've been in the business a long time now. I mean, 15 plus years, and everybody's always happy when they walk into the bike shop. It's a typically family atmosphere. Everybody's pretty genuine, and all have the same passion for riding. So whether it's dirt bikes, four-wheelers, motorcycles, jet skis, side-by-sides, ATVs, everybody's got the common ground and common respect for each other. So it's all just, how can I help you?
Yeah.
So it's usually pretty smiles, and stuff like that. And,
Now, you guys doing the electric dirt bikes?
No, we're not physically at our location, no.
It's weird because, like,
There's a little backdrop to that I really won't get into, but it's just, yeah, it's a touchy subject. It's a touchy market.
Yeah, it's weird because I don't like electric stuff. I mean, I get it. I'll go to use a chainsaw, and I got the electric one, I got the gas one, and I just feel really bad using the electric one.
Yeah,
and they're not the same.
I live in Niantic, and it's a small beach community, and I have electric mower. And I'm just like, I broke down and bought it one day because like the rep was there. I used it, and I was like, "This is nice." I was like, I kind of like this,
Well, it's funny because I've been cutting a lot of trees down, and so I went through 3 chainsaws. But every time one breaks, the electric one still works.
Yeah.
But it just takes forever.
Yeah.
But I noticed a lot of kids are on the electric dirt bikes.
Yeah, like the Surons and stuff.
I don't even know what they are. I paid no attention to them.
Yeah, they're out there. I mean, my son, who's about to be 15 years old, and I mean, I just got him a new one. Like, it's a trend. It's easy. They don't have to pedal.
Oh yeah.
They do 20 miles an hour. They can ride them on the street back and forth to their friend's house. They don't have to ask mom and dad for a ride. So.
More kids will be fat like me.
Well, it's the ease of anything else, right? Video games, things like that. If it's easy to use, it's attractive to younger kids, right?
I was wondering, like, as much as I don't like the electric, I was like, you know what? Because one of the big problems here is everything's like so congested. Like dirt bikes, like everybody's calling the cops every time. There's no place to ride.
Well, nobody knows the laws. There's no really regulation to electric stuff. Remember, I mean, they were ripping up and down the walk trails outside of Hartford, and everybody's complaining because they're on Surons. And this is a couple years ago, but you see it in the paper all the time, and I get phone calls like, "Is this legal? Is this not legal?" And it's like, probably not.
Yeah.
I mean, you're
because it's like road, anything under 50 cc's you go on the road.
But that's just it.
There's no cc's.
So it's like, but you get people out there that want to assume that it's a dangerous machine or something, and
I'm hoping that what it ends up doing is getting more people into bikes that might not have, because now you're able to go around it, because a lot of people get scared to get on 2 wheels, and it's just like you go fast enough, the thing stays up on its own.
Yeah, I mean, literally, it's as easy as twisting a throttle.
Yeah,
it doesn't get much easier than that. We've dabbled into in 2019, we dabbled into KTM and Husqvarna's E lineup in their smaller segment. And it was a slow start off at times. They're trying to get the youth riders for motocross. We do big sponsors for Central Cycle Club up in Central Village, Connecticut. And they do like a youth program, and then they did the Stasics, the electric bikes for the kids. And we've dabbled around it for a little while, and it's taken off. It's just the bigger stuff really hasn't yet. The Starks and things like that. You see those things kind of getting discounted and blown out, and the market, it's such a finicky market. Nobody knows it.
But you wonder if it's like the desire, or it's just, I mean, the recession was bad, or the inflation stuff is bad, and it hurt a lot of people. I mean, so it's like
it's over a $10,000 electric dirt bike that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, it's not for.
Well, the Huskies are expensive dirt bikes too.
Huskies.
Because what are they, like 17?
I don't know their full lineup for the E stuff. I don't really have.
Oh no, I was just even for the gas. I don't even.
The gas stuff. I mean, well, you get competition dirt bikes. I mean, they range anywhere from $7,000-8,000 up to 12.
Now, what manufacturers do you guys rep for?
I do Yamaha, Can-Am, Spider, Can-Am Off-Road, Sea-Doo, Yamaha, Polaris, and Suzuki. So.
How's the Suzuki lineup?
It's good. It's good. Product's still a little tough to get right now.
Is it?
Some stuff. They're just coming out with the new DRZ 400 Supermoto. That's been out forever. Everybody knows that bike. So they came fuel injected now. So
it's funny because I just don't get a lot of
price point's going to be good too. So that's another leader there that I think will be a big hit. There's really no launch date on when they're going to be received at the dealership yet, but we are taking deposits on them. So
are you guys selling any of those Yamaha tour bikes?
The Venture.
Is it the Venture? Yeah, they look like a mini Harley, but they're like really price pointed well.
Yeah, they haven't been available to order. They pretty much discontinued.
Oh, really?
I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so on the loop.
At least I haven't ordered any in a while. So. They made us take 2, and I think I sat on those for 2 years. So.
Well, it's funny because I went to a
great bike. It was just a different market.
Yeah, it seemed like, yeah, that's the hard part. It is. It's almost like,
Even the Goldwing market. I mean, back in Plainfield, when I first moved out here, I was in the Plainfield location, and it was like the #1 Goldwing market in like the Northeast. And there's, other dealerships that do really well with Goldwings now, but that market, even just watched it, those riders have dissipated, right?
Yeah.
There isn't that Goldwing market anymore.
it seems like right when they came out with the F6B, it like got weird.
Yeah, well, they're trying to find a buyer, is really, I feel like, what they're trying to do, right? So they're designing motorcycles for specific people and seeing if it bites or not, right?
Yeah.
So they came out with the FJR, they came out with the Tracer 900, and then the GT with the bags, and then now they have the Tenere 700, which is probably one of their hottest touring bikes that they've made in quite some time. Hard to keep on the dealership; they're always selling. So, but yeah, and then they redesigned the Goldwing back in 2018 into 19. They redesigned it all, redid the motor, and it took off for a little bit, but just I don't know if you'll ever see that Goldwing market again like it used to.
Yeah, it's weird because we were doing, they were trying to get us to advertise in Wing World, but it seemed like Texas and Arizona had a huge market for the Goldwings and the touring bikes.
So the biggest Goldwing trike manufacturers, the company that actually makes the trike setup kits is based out of Texas.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've never ridden. Have you ridden one of the Goldwing trikes?
Oh yeah.
Do they articulate around corners, or is it like rigid?
So they have two different options. They have a solid axle or independent rear.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you could actually lean into the corner on them?
A little bit.
Or they're a little bit, okay.
I mean, they're pretty stiff still.
What was that? I think I rode a BMW trike, and that thing was like riding, it was almost like a video game, because you could lean, like full lean, like you do on a Harley, you're going to roll over. But
Yeah. Spiders are almost the same way.
Yeah, that's true,
You kind
too.
of sit down on those things and deep.
Yeah, I've never ridden one.
Yeah, they're pretty aggressive. It's like driving a sports car. And
Is it?
wheels. Yeah. High speeds, it's a little sketchy, but it's fun.
Yeah, that's right, because that's like someone said, like 120 miles an hour, they vibrate like crazy.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, before that.
Before that.
Depends what kind of tires you have, what kind of air
Which you
pressure
should not be
you're
going that fast anymore.
Should not be going that fast at all. Always wear a helmet.
You know what's so funny is my wife works at a credit union, and one of the employees was on the news up in Maine, and they're like, "Can you believe it? They were driving 137 miles an hour." I'm like she should be arrested. I'm like, going,
Yeah.
seems all right to me. We got these 3 customers. They're all 2 of them are Hayabusas, and one of them is I forgot what he rides. It's like the Kawasaki. It must be a Ninja or whatever. It wasn't
Like
a
an
Kawasaki.
H2R or something.
Yeah. Those dudes
They
are
make
like,
that supercharged H2.
Yeah, it's a monster.
Yeah, it's like 300 something horsepower.
Yeah,
It's
but
crazy.
they're like 60-something years old, and they're like trying to go 200 miles an hour all the time. It's like crazy.
You can't take it out of your blood.
No.
I mean, it's just, if you like to ride, you love to ride.
Those bikes are so dangerous. I love them. They're just dangerous for me. I have a problem. Like, I just can't go at one speed.
Yeah, I don't ride on the road so much anymore after all the years of riding on the track. You get a lot of the adrenaline out there. And it's safe. It's respectable.
Yeah, track's probably real nice.
It's nice. It's, at first it's very intimidating because you don't really have oncoming traffic and stuff. So it's really just, you're going at your own pace or the pace of the other group that you're with or practicing with at that time. And after a few, track days and, 50 laps under your belt, you're pretty comfortable.
Yeah.
And then you go onto the road and you're doing 10 miles an hour under the speed limit because it's like you don't feel like you need to go fast.
Yeah.
And that's when you get in trouble as a biker as well because you're not like a progressive rider.
Yeah.
Which is where you kind of need to be, especially in this day and age. You always got to be on the aggressive side, it feels like, with everything going on. I've been hit a few times and I've watched a lady on her phone hit me on the 10 freeway in LA. In a Toyota Camry white. I'm not going to say the license plate number.
You want to. It really makes you mad.
She smacked me I was doing the speed limit and just bumped right into the side of me. And I'm looking down at her and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And,
I got hit by an Enterprise rental truck 2 years ago. I didn't get hurt or anything like that, but I'm just like, no, they just don't pay attention.
No.
You just, and if you think, I always tell people, if you think someone's like going to cut into your lane or think someone's going to do something stupid, they're going to.
Yeah, it's why again. It's in California when I lived out there. Again, it's you're on defense, and a lot of the friends that I've had out there that were law enforcement that I rode with on outside of the uniform, they that's how they teach you, is to ride it more of on the aggressive side because of how dangerous it is. There's so much traffic out there.
Yeah, that's got to be insane because it's like you look at I've never been there, but you look at the videos and it's like bumper to bumper everywhere you go.
Yeah. And one of my favorite things out there in California that I miss a lot is lane splitting is legal. So you can split lanes out there. And so when traffic's doing 20, you could be doing 25.
Don't do that here, oh my Lord.
But yeah, I mean, again, it's a different style of riding out there. They have a bike lane for the most part in a lot of the major freeways. And if traffic's real bad, you'll get a CHP that comes over, gets in there, and they'll go up to speed with their lights on, and you'll just follow a train all the way out. So,
so it's a different.
A lot of bikes don't want to get overheated. It's always hot out there. So a lot of
that's right. Yeah, that's true too. Because it's hot as hell, huh?
That's why it's legal.
Wow.
But
yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
it's amazing how different it is.
And then you got the canyons out there. I mean, so much beautiful riding. Like you could ride for days. And out here's nice too. A
lot of people say they like it here, like especially over by where you guys are, because it's you got some squirrely roads and stuff like that.
Yeah, you got Rhode Island. You have up the 395 corridor. You have a lot of off roads that kind of just are all scenic pathways that you can really enjoy yourself, and you can wind all the way up into Massachusetts, and New Hampshire, and Vermont.
Every time I do it, you get there and you're like, I gotta go back now. It just seems so much farther coming back.
Yeah, my first trip I did in cross country, it was almost 6 days. It was 5 days, a little over, and I was halfway through, and I was hurting. My shoulder blades were on fire. My lower back was killing me. I was by myself. I was on my CBR 600, and I wanted to turn around. I wanted to give up. That was it. I just borderline like ready to cry, and wheeled my bike into the motel room, and I just woke up the next day. And I'm like, all right, Tylenol, here we go.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, I did like 550 miles that day. Just pushed right through the pain and the sore ass and the lower back pain. And
once it starts, it's tough. I hate when you get like that sleet, because it's just or the hail or whatever, when it's like real light, and it just starts hitting you, and eventually
it's like pins and needles.
Yeah, it just gets worse and worse. Oh.
I got caught on that same trip. I got caught on the third day. I was going across the 10 freeway in Arizona, New Mexico, Arizona line, and I got caught in a red dirt storm I'd never been in my life. So if you ever take a road trip, just make sure you plan it properly, weather permitting, because...
Is it like just dirt?
So I pull up, and it's probably 75 degrees, sunny, it's comfortable, and I have no clue where I'm at. I'm just on this straight road. If anybody's been out there, you know. And all of a sudden, it's red. It's almost like the sun's gleaming through it, and you get to it, and it's just dirt blowing across the highway at about 75 miles an hour. And when you're on any motorcycle, you understand you're getting wind blown. So my bike is like this.
Forcing it.
It's probably 50 degrees on an angle, and I'm holding the throttle, and you can see 2 feet in front of you. And you're going off the sound of cars passing you, and nobody else can see. I don't know how people driving this like it was nothing.
Yeah.
And I'm in there just freaking out. My helmet's filling up with red dirt, and it was the most excruciating thing. And I went off the road, got back on the road. It felt like I was in there for an hour, and then I see a sign, red dirt, storm caution, 120 miles. And I'm like, I'm never getting out of this. Like, I'm never getting out of this. This is where I'm going to die.
Yeah, that's a long time.
I was like, this is where I'm going out, so I'm going to go fast. Yeah. So I just got up, I put it in 5th gear, and I just, fighting the wind for that long was just the most fatiguing thing I think I've ever done on a bike. Oh, it was just excruciating. Like, I'm using muscles I've never used before, especially my brain. And so how I did it was I stuck on the white line on the right side, and I just rode that thing as far as I could until I looked up and I saw sunlight. I got to the top of the truck stop, and I turned around. I got all the sand out of my eyes, my face, and everybody was like, I can't believe you just did that. And I'm looking back over the horizon, and you could see this dirt storm. It looked like something off a movie. And I just crazy. First thing I did was call my mom. I just like I made it. I made it. I don't know how I did it, but I made it.
I'll
be there in 4 hours.
Oh man, is that scary?
And then I get to Flagstaff, where she was staying at the time, and again another this is recuperation. I'm mentally okay now. This is a couple hours later. I'm climbing up the road to go up to Flagstaff, and Flagstaff is like I think 8,000 feet above sea level or something like that, and it's 85 degrees going up, and I get up there and there's a white cloud and there's 2 feet of snow on the ground, so I got behind a plow truck and rode that ship. But yeah,
it's funny. My mother was just
always planning trips.
My mother was just telling our guys yesterday. My father was nuts because he used to ride his bike like all through the winter. Oh, yeah. So he would work nights and he would drive in a snowstorm, and he just didn't give a shit. He loved it.
Yeah, riders ride.
Yeah. Some
guys are a little crazier than others, but
yeah, I'm getting soft. The older I get, the softer I get, because it's just like I don't like wearing gear and all that stuff and heated this. And I like to feel it, and I don't know. And then it's like, but now it's like sometimes 30 degrees and it's getting cold. Yeah. It's a little freezing.
Yeah, a lot of riders are spoiled now. They got heated gloves, heated pants, heated jackets.
It's amazing. Some of the
heated helmets.
Yeah, and everything. You could talk. It's Bluetooth with everybody. And
I go snowmobiling up north, and it's like I have heated gear, but I barely even turn it on because I'm sweating. And,
that's what I don't understand. Like, say, I get a lot of people who come in. They'll ride here in the middle of the winter, and they have like a lot of gear on, and it takes them like 30 minutes to get the shit off. And I'm like going, you got to be sweaty and just.
Those are the ones doing the speed limit, you know.
Yeah.
Those aren't the ones sweating.
Yeah, that's right too. So you guys must be gearing up for all the watercraft stuff now.
Yeah, watercraft's full effect right now. We just did the boat show at Mohegan Sun, the Hartford Boat Show. That ran January 16th to the 19th this year. It wasn't a big of a turnout as it has been over the past years since I've been out here. But again, I think it has a lot to do with the industry, rates, financing, price point on.
Was there a lot of like exhibitors there?
Yeah, I don't know the exact number of how many were there. I know there was about 5 other watercraft dealers there, which was a lot more than usual. But a lot of boats. I know a few dealers that I'm friends with, and all the sales were down. The Boston Boat Show was down. The New York City Boat Show was down. Numbers wise. So.
I think it's funny because I think it was 2 weeks ago. My wife's like, she keeps saying she wants to get a big hot tub, and so we're like, they have the big spa expo in Hartford.
Oh yeah.
So we go up there. I wish I had a picture of it, dude. You open up these
like
giant
pop-up TV and shit.
No, there was like 5, and they didn't even have one had water in it.
Ugh.
And I'm like, seriously, we just drove all the way up here for this?
Yeah.
And they were their discounts were like maybe $1,000 less. You know, it just wasn't like anything like.
Yeah, that's where a lot of, I think on the consumer side of things, like a lot of customers, they don't maybe not understand, but it's very costly to go to things like that.
Huge, yeah.
You know, I've been doing dealer shows, conventions. You know, I've done a few seminars in my life and things like that, but for sales but the cost to go to a boat show is a lot more than people think it is. You know, I mean, some of it gets co-opted from the manufacturers and stuff like that, but you know, you kind of pick and choose those battles too, and what they'll cover and help out with. But
just the vending space alone, people don't realize how much it is.
Yeah,
it's stupid.
And then you know, at the casino, they have strict guidelines and stuff like that that you have to place, and you know, be in accordance with that. But yeah, it's costly. You know, so
now what size is your boats go to? They're all smaller boats, right? You're not doing like big boats?
No, we don't do big jet boats. We just do personal watercraft and
fun stuff.
Yeah. I mean, the biggest boat I think we sell is like a 11-foot 1-inch, which is probably your FX Cruise or SVHO. Yeah. So Yamaha, super fun, supercharged.
I love Yamaha, but to me Yamaha is probably like one of the best bikes there are. I don't know. It's
very popular brand. We do very well with Yamaha. We're actually the #1 Yamaha dealer right now overall in the Northeast.
Really?
Yep.
It's funny because I was talking to somebody that one of the warehouses or something like that a couple of years ago, and they said you guys have like some sort of like inventory turnover that's amazing, where it's like you don't keep a lot, but you rotate it quickly or something.
Our dealership specifically?
Or? Yeah.
So we're the biggest volume dealer. Yep. You know, I mean, our business model, my owner and myself and his business partner, we've all work very well because we have the same thing in mind. It's stack them deep, sell them cheap. You know, the turnover ratio. There's really two ways to do business. I think in the Northeast strategically, is you keep them, you sell them for retail, try to hold your margin, or you sell them quick.
Yeah.
And
volume's
key, right?
Yeah.
I think it's like that for most things. And when you have volume, you have customers that flow through those doors 24/7 rather than a couple times a month. So when you have turnover ratio when that front door swings, you have more penetration for the service department. You have more penetration for the parts department. You have opportunities every time that door opens up, rather than just selling a bike.
Yeah.
Because there's profit margins everywhere. Then not only that customer will come in and he might need a tube for his motorcycle that he bought the last year, and he's bringing his buddy in that wants to look at a bike, and you say hi to him and you start talking about
everybody
riding,
needs a helmet and gloves and jackets.
So it's that's really what you do. You draw, and I think that's something that we do very well. Is we make it comfortable and easy to deal with, and it's a very easy buying process, for every customer. And but we're friendly, we're fast, we all ride, we know how it is, we've been doing it a long time.
It's so that's one of the things. A couple of my buddies who own dealers, I tell them what drives me crazy is when you go into a bike shop, because it's not a car dealer, and they have car salespeople there who's never even ridden a bike.
Yeah.
And it just drives me crazy because it's supposed to be more of a life and a culture and camaraderie and stuff.
Yeah, I think anybody could really kind of contest to this. I think riding a bike it's a family culture. It's every time we swing a leg over two wheels, and you put your body out there, you're vulnerable for worst case scenario, right?
Yeah.
So you automatically just have respect for a person like that is willing to do that, whether it be every day or back and forth to work or just for fun. It's very dangerous, but at the same time, it's very rewarding too. So it's an unspoken love and friendship without even having to say anything. Just shake hands.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
You start just talking about bikes. Hey, what do you ride? Right?
Yeah,
and it's just start talking about life experiences. And
you don't have to be the guy who just walks around with a helmet pretending you have a bike.
yeah, we call those guys squids. But
That's funny.
Yeah, that's a cow, I think.
It's so, oh my God, it's funny that people actually do that now. So now for your dirt bikes, pretty much you're just Yamaha or?
Yamaha, Husqvarna, Suzuki. Yep. Yeah, and Yamaha again. It's they redesigned their competition line, so they're doing really well. They still have their Monster Edition special editions. So great dirt bike, especially price point wise. Yamaha's done a great thing about keeping strategic pricing and things like that, rather than when some other manufacturers have increased, taken away margins and stuff for the dealers, which is making it hard. And a lot of people a lot of customers. It's really hard because 10 years ago, this industry was so different. The sale approach tactic to a customer is completely different than what it ever has been, because the margin isn't there like it used to be.
Yeah.
MSRP might not have fluctuated as much, but the cost to get it to the dealership has. And something I've always preached ever since I've pretty much been in this business is Honda used to be the only manufacturer that publicly advertised their freight and destination on their website. So, and then now when COVID happened, every manufacturer has it posted to let customers know this is a real fee. This is what gets charged to the dealership.
The hard part, what people don't realize is not only that not only the margins are way tight, but the overhead and cost of living now is so high that it's you should be charging more and getting bigger margins because it costs more to operate a business. So, I get why you have to do a volume, because you just got to move that stuff.
Yeah. Cost. I bet you cost to operate the dealership day in and day out probably went up about 30%.
Yeah.
So since COVID.
Imagine. Yeah.
So, and then when margins shrink on the product that you sell, it's you're trying to pick it up in other places, right? Service, parts, things like that. It's different. Last year was really finicky. It kind of fell off the map around June, July. I was watching numbers and the graphs and the charts, and it was so unpredictable because, you look back at 5 years numbers, 10 years numbers, 15 years numbers, and there's really nothing comparable to it. It was worse than 2008.
Yeah.
It really was. And then you're staring, and then when you get that customer and say he's never missed a bill a day in his life, and he's got tier 1 credit, and you sit him down and finally get that commitment out of him and close on the price, he's like, okay, your sales guy comes to, do you want to finance it? Yeah, I'll take advantage of some financing. Well, what's the best rate for my credit? I've never missed a bill, and it's 8, 9, 10%. So it's not what happened to the 0%? Why isn't it 0%? Right? So sales guys have been battling hurdles with that.
There's just so many. It seems like there's constant, because it's like in '08, at least you knew it was just a bad economy. It bounced. Sure. Things eventually bounced back. I mean, I do remember, because I remember someone was saying a thing, because Roland Sands came out and made this big thing about how he's like, oh, my margins are down, some ridiculous thing, and they go, well, if you actually went before the bike explosion, your margins are the same as they were. Because it's just, when everything went crazy back then, everybody started getting this inflated view of what it was going to be. But now it's just, and the fact that a lot of people aren't riding, which is, it's weird.
That's a lot of the old generation riders, they're growing up, they've had kids, they're raising families, they're doing things, and and COVID, when that all happened, it was great for the business. Honestly, it was a breath of fresh air for a guy like myself, who just is a passionate guy about the industry and riding itself and making it a family thing. And it was nice to see the moms and the dads come in. They would buy their kids 4-wheelers and dirt bikes, and a week later, 2 weeks later, they're coming in because they're sick of fucking chasing them. So they're like, I need one too now. And it's like, all right, cool, let's make it a family affair. Next thing you know, you got a family full of 4-wheelers. And then COVID ended, and then life kind of started happening again, and everything became expensive. And so the 4-wheelers kind of dissipated. Everything kind of went up for sale because they're not using them as much, or they're just sitting. And then cost of living went up. So it's a lot that happened all within like the 5-year period.
I feel the worst about for a lot of these young kids is not getting that opportunity to try it. Because the second you get on a dirt bike, a quad, a side bike, any of this stuff, it's so invigorating that you're hooked for life. I think the parents are so scared sometimes to shelter the kids when they could just go out and be a kid.
It doesn't take much to put a smile on a kid's face.
No.
If you could do it with some gasoline and exhaust fumes, it's nice.
Now, you guys, are you doing side by sides?
Yes.
Which side by sides are you doing? Is that Sea-Doo or
Can-Am and Polaris?
Okay.
Yamaha.
Oh, that's right. You said your Polaris.
And Yamaha. Yep. Yamaha sales are really good. The R-Max is a hot sell for us. We just, we kind of hard to keep those in stock. Polaris, we do really well. We have a lot of Razors, Rangers, Generals in stock.
That market's still huge, though.
Always going to be big.
I can't believe, I never thought it would take off the way it did and then just keep forging ahead.
It really kind of hasn't halted much. Even with the restrictions for the weight and stuff like that in New Hampshire, because they did raise that up in Maine now. So that's now 2,000 pounds. So there's restrictions there. New York's always had a restriction, but they just raised it. Places to ride and weight restrictions is always something. A lot of the stuff I follow because I know what to order, what not to order. And if I have that stuff, or if I have to order it, I kind of know where to target market it. Because I sell all the way down to Maryland. I sell to Pennsylvania a lot.
Oh, really?
Yeah. A lot of people don't realize that Pennsylvania is like huge riding territory. I grew up there, so
Pennsylvania has some insanely
people drive
areas.
4 or 5 hours up to the White Mountains when you could drive 4 hours down to the Poconos and have just as good of a time, if not better.
It's Pennsylvania's nice.
Not trying to plug Pennsylvania or nothing. I'm just saying. It's
but how do you feel about Connecticut? That's the big thing. Oh my God.
Connecticut makes it hard too to ride. Dirt bikes, 4-wheelers, side by sides.
There's so many lawsuits and so many people that are angry all the time. You're just like take the pole out of your ass and enjoy the bike.
And unfortunately, it's not much we can control.
No. You just fight back.
We still have Patchogue State Forest, so registered, you can ride on there.
I think Thompson, they bought bikes.
You can too. Yep, Thompson you can. And there's a bunch of new spots in Mass just right over the border now too that you can ride, which is nice. So side by sides, a lot of tracks are letting side by sides and 4-wheelers on again, and so it's coming back.
I know a lot of them. It's hard with the quads and stuff because I think the bikes, you don't seem to get hurt or crash as much as you do on a quad. I remember they just said because a lot of people get stupid trying to race them, and it's such a different feeling. So I can see why although maybe it'd probably be fun.
New York Off Road does a They do quad racing along the right side with their dirt bikes
Yeah.
in their series that they run.
Now, what do you think of the new Huskies?
They're good. They're good. Yeah.
You like the new look?
Yeah, it reminds me back when they bought, when KTM bought them back in 2013. It reminds me of that kind of retro look that they brought back.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know if I'm trying to because that's like, Huskies are like one of my favorite dirt bikes.
Yeah, it's a great dirt bike. Hands down, it's the fit and finish, the quality of the product. It's a nice dirt bike for.
I just hate the look. I feel like you're getting on like a girl's bicycle. That's the only thing I'm like trying to overcome.
You always put a wrap on it.
Now, do you guys do like the Husky chainsaws and all that stuff too?
No, we don't do any of the power
sports.
Yeah,
right?
strictly power sports. Yeah.
So you don't. Yeah, that's nice.
Keep it simple.
Yeah, right. Do what you do.
Yeah, I don't need to be managing no more inventory.
Yeah,
it's hard enough.
I bet. Oh my god, I can't imagine the volume you guys must do out of those stores.
We do a lot. I mean, we do really well.
Which is your biggest location? The
Plainfield.
Yeah.
Yep. Plainfield. Waterford's right behind. I mean, Waterford was right there. It's always in competition with Plainfield. But yeah, two great locations, two great strategies, two really great outfits.
Yeah.
So, good employees, great process, make it simple, make it easy, make it
Now,
fun.
did you guys, there was another, I don't know if you guys bought them. For some reason, I always thought you guys bought them out. There was like another motorsports place out there. What the heck was it called? They were popular for like a minute. And then I don't know, did you guys buy someone out or something like that?
I don't believe so, no.
No? I was trying to remember what the heck it was called.
There's a lot of places, talking with my owner and stuff over the years, there's a lot of places that have popped up, went away.
Yeah.
Still even now, after you're going to see a lot of it, here probably over the next year or two.
Yeah.
There's dealers kind of falling off right now, so. Yeah, it's sad. You don't want to see anybody fail, right? But...
No, but I think the market's going to have to level itself out.
At the same time, and if you got into the business and not really understood it, and if you jumped in during COVID and you did really well, but you didn't really have necessarily the best business practices,
yeah,
it would make it hard, especially if you didn't save the money and things like that. Because, again, a lot of consumers and people don't understand. You have dealerships that run off floor plan, bank-owned machines where, your interest rates on those were 6-7% to now they're 11 to 13% interest. And manufacturers, they've went from, anywhere from 90 days to 120 days standard for free flooring. And then after that, you're paying interest on it and stuff like that. So,
yeah, it's funny how they can pull all the strings like that. It's like they hold all the cards.
Yeah, it's a design. It's a business philosophy. I don't think any business person really agrees with it, but it's the guidelines. It's unless you're the manufacturer and the seller, it's hard.
Yeah, it's funny because I remember when the V-twin stuff was going crazy with all the Jesse James bike stuff back in the day and all that stuff. You'd watch so many people jump in. Everybody thought they were going to start a bike place.
Oh yeah.
And it was just like so insane. And it felt bad. I felt bad because I watched.
Oh yeah.
You watch people taking mortgages out in their houses and they're starting a bike shop.
Dude, I fucking lived in California when Sons of Anarchy came out.
Oh jeez, I didn't even think about that.
I've watched it. I've watched people give up their kids for a fucking Harley Davidson.
Oh my god.
Like it's crazy.
Dude, there's still people.
Everybody thinks they were all ready to rip and they could ride and they were just gonna buy the outfit, get the bike, get the girl, and just live that life.
It's so funny. It's so pathetic.
But it's so funny. Then the guys are like, a lot of us that have all been riding our whole lives, you're just kind of like,
yeah, seriously. There was a guy literally last week. I saw him at the gas station wearing a Sons of Anarchy shirt. I go, yeah. Wouldn't that be like? I like the show.
I love the show. Yeah,
but like, come on, like it's embarrassing wearing that.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Because the other one came. There was a Mayans one or something after that.
Yeah,
but that's gone too, right? I think that's
gone too.
Yeah.
I didn't watch that one.
It's funny because it's one of those things where it's like it hit me like when there's absolutely nothing on.
Yeah.
So I watched the first episode like 6 times before it clicked, and then I'm like, you kind of force yourself. Once it clicked, it wasn't too bad, I guess.
Yeah, it's funny that there was a lot when that show came out. A lot of those guys that were on that show, a lot of them actually rode sport bikes. They used to come in and buy sport bikes all the time.
Yeah.
And it's funny, they come in and buy an R1, R6. It's like, you don't want a Harley? Like, no, man.
Was it really that when you like that noticeable? You could see people really.
Oh yeah,
that bad?
Yeah. The industry. Yeah, I mean, it was so predominant back then. It's like it got people off the couch wanting to buy a Harley Davidson.
Maybe we need another show.
Yeah, make it about R6s and bring them back.
Yeah.
My track bike is whooped. They quit making the R6 a couple years ago. I think 2019.
That was an awesome bike.
Tell me about it.
I mean, for like
It's one of my favorite bikes of all time.
for a bike that's supposed to be smaller than the R1, it was a fast bike.
It was amazing. I mean, the agility, the handling of that bike, the ergonomics, the way that thing cornered was better than most out there in its class for sure.
Yeah.
And it was a high horsepower bike too. It revved out, I think at 16 and a half. It was a lightning bolt.
Yeah,
if you kept that thing above 9,000 RPMs, that thing screamed. It had throttle, it had torque all the way through 120 miles an hour.
One of the guys that worked here before, he had a R6 with an 18-inch stretch on the back, and he used to wheelie it. And he would say it was like you feel like you're on a ladder.
Yeah.
Because you're just going way up on
yeah,
it.
you're standing way up
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Actually, I think it was Chad. It's funny. We had this kid, or not kid, he's probably my age, but he was like, he wheelies everywhere. Like one time he wheelied, I think it was like 5 miles, and there was a cop behind him. You know, he goes, "That was pretty impressive, but you got to give me a ticket."
Yeah.
But he was at the shop. I'm pretty sure it was Chad, and one of our customers came. He goes, "I just bought this brand new, Harley bagger, like a street glide or something like that." And he's like, the kid's like, "Oh yeah, I do a lot of stunt riding and stuff like that. Wheelie." He goes, "Well, you never take one of these." He goes, "Well, I'll try it." And so he goes and he's like, pounds that clutch, stands it up. Yeah, he got it up, and you see it go like this at the top of the hill and then gone. The guy was like sitting there like,
Oh, yeah.
like, what did I do?
Yeah, you can wheelie a bagger.
Yeah, everybody does now.
You just got to dump the clutch, and
It's a lot of weight.
it's a lot of weight. It's hard on the arms.
I ruined my bike because I got to put a clutch in it now. Same thing.
Oh,
Actually, I got to say, Ed, this guy Ed, one of our customers' friends, he comes in here and I'm like, he talks like he rides hard, right? And I'm like, okay. I was behind him the other day, and Ed, you ride like an asshole. Like really bad.
Bad?
Like, I can't believe, like, there's dirt on the road. He's on a bagger, and he just like cuts it, goes sideways, one hand off, then grabs it with the other hand, and I'm like, it almost looks like he's like just lucky, like just pure luck that he's not like falling or dead.
Ugh.
It's crazy.
Well, hopefully he wears a helmet.
I don't know if he had a helmet on.
Ed, you should wear a helmet.
Yeah.
Come see me.
Yeah. It's funny. Everybody's like pushing like a full face helmet. It's like you got to do it.
I mean, to each their own in each state, but I'm a firm believer in a helmet.
Well, is California mandatory?
California's mandatory. Yeah.
That was fun. Oh, that was awesome. What was it? It was the Sons of Anarchy show when they went to Ireland and they had to wear their DOT approved helmets.
Yeah.
And I don't care who you are, you all look like retards.
Yeah,
because it's like huge.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm a big safety guy. I love the safety. I've hit the ground a few times.
Well, gloves, not burning your hands up, and protection.
I tell everybody, a lot of new riders coming around, buying the R7s, MT-07s, super popular bike with the young crowd right now. And their first question is, what do you recommend, right? So first rider detail is helmet, gloves, jacket, right? If you could afford it, get a pair of boots, a little pair of riding boots if you want. But helmet, gloves, jacket is pretty much standard,
Yeah. Especially if you're new, you have to wear the safety gear.
Yeah, listen, even as experienced as I am now, I raced quads growing up, rode dirt bikes most of my life growing up, whenever I could. And when I bought my first bike, I crashed it in the parking lot at the dealership. I put it in gear before I pushed the clutch in. I was nervous, but you never know when you could go down.
I think my dad dumped his bike in your dealership. I think he got it from Waterford because he bought a big Suzuki Boulevard or something like that. And he hadn't ridden a bike in like 15 years. And he just went and he goes, he's so embarrassed. He went to pull out and cut the wheel and fell.
Yeah, it happens. You just never know. So I always say dress for the fall.
Yeah.
I've got scars and battle wounds where leather's important and helmets are more important.
I wrecked my bike at the deal at Hartford Harley. It was so embarrassing. Brand new bike. They delivered it, and I went to. They actually delivered it to my house instead of here. So I went home to get back here, and the oil light's on. So I called up, like, should I worry about this? And they're like, yeah, if the oil light's on.
Yeah, if the oil light's on.
Yeah, bring it back. Yeah, a brand new bike. So I put it in I put it in my trailer, bring it back to them, and then they call up the next day and they're like, okay, the bike's all set, whatever. I'm like, okay, cool. So I get up there and it's like winter, and I bring our car trailer, and I forgot that one of the guys put a Camaro in there that was leaking oil, so the whole floor was like oil, and I came in hot.
That's bad.
Yeah, and I ended up right against the back wall, just smashed the back wall, and I'm like, thank God nobody saw. Adrenaline, like ripped the bike up.
Yeah.
I'm like, nobody saw me. Then the guy who does their deliveries was out taking a leak in the woods. He's like, oh my God. I'm like, shut up, don't tell anybody. Yeah, it was so embarrassing. Horrible.
I've been down in my neighborhood going to work at like 5 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Didn't even think much of it. Just cold tires, and in California too. I was just going to make a left right out of the neighborhood and went down, washed the front end out.
It's when you don't think, you're not even thinking about it.
And the worst part was I got to work and my side hurt. I cracked a rib because my elbow went into there, and my finger went right through my socket. When it hit the bar and landed here through my glove, I didn't even realize.
Yeah,
because the adrenaline's rolling.
Yeah. Adrenaline's amazing.
It's amazing. It's the best drug out there.
Yeah,
It really is.
Yeah. I forgot to put my kickstand down at the end of the
there's that too.
Like, you just get off the bike and it hits me. I'm like, what the hell was that? I'm like an idiot.
The best is I was pulling into my buddy Bryce's house. We were in SoCal at the time, and we were going to work on his race bike, and I pull up. I'm so excited. I had a tire around me, right? So I'm riding into his shop, and I go to put my foot down for the ground, and I have short inseam, and the asphalt was concaved a little bit, so I missed the ground completely. Because my sport bike's way up in the air because it's my track bike. And so I just missed the ground completely, went sideways. I mean, it happens.
Yeah, it does.
It is what it is.
Yeah. But it's funny, the best riders
And you're just kind of like, oh, shit. But it is what it is.
Whatever. If you take it too seriously,
you can't take it too seriously.
Yeah. Everybody crashes unless you do nothing.
Listen, if my bike doesn't have a dent on it somewhere, I'm not going to be like, it's not.
You have that, was that stunt rider? Do you guys used to have a stunt rider that used to be at your shop? Luke Duke? Was that
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Yeah, I think, there's a couple guys that still hang around. We just did a bike night, another one coming up soon. We just did a bike night. I hosted last year. I think he was there. We had a few stunt guys there last year.
Yeah, I remember he was like really popular, and I was thinking about the other day. I haven't heard anything about him in years.
Yeah, we had a couple guys show up. It was pretty cool. We had a good turnout. It was nice. We had like 100-something bikes show up.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You do that right at the shop?
Yeah, I do it right at the shop. Yep.
Is your parking lot in back there, or is it just a front?
The way it's out front and back. So the way I cleaned it up is we were able, because we had low inventory at the time, so the sides were both open, so the guys could wheelie around and stun around and stuff like that. And then we had bikes all lined up around the shop. It was super cool. I had a DJ there, the whole 9 yards.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. This time I might get a food truck. I don't know yet.
But what's in the case? Is there's like another building next to you guys, or there's a road? Is that a road in between you guys?
What do you mean?
I haven't been out there in so long.
You got Crossroads. There's a movie theater. Then there's us here. There's a dental office next to us.
Oh, is that what it was? Because you guys are up on the hill a little bit. It's like a little
up on the hill. Yeah.
I haven't been out there in so long. It sucks. I used to do sales, and I go out to all the bike shops, and it was nice. And then now it's like I haven't done it in 5 years.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, it was before COVID, so that's what's scary when I start calling all these bike shops. One of my buddies is coming on. He goes, Ed, you haven't been here in a long time. He goes, I got the windows all boarded up. He goes, I don't even want customers anymore.
I mean, since I've been out here, I don't even know half the people when I call dealerships anymore. Everybody's new.
Yeah.
A lot of the old guys left, and the guys went into different industries and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, I don't even know anybody out there, but
me, I'm probably gonna die in this industry because I just love it. Been doing it forever. Yeah, I love to ride.
It's such a good bike.
There's just something about like if somebody doesn't get a good deal or get helped out right, like I just feel bad. Like I just,
But you should be. That's the whole point of like you want to go to a place where people actually care.
Yeah, and my whole philosophy is always, you got customer service. Without service, you have no customers. Without customers, you got no service.
Yeah.
So you got to treat everybody that walks through your door with just
my favorite.
respect.
I was at a dealership talking with one of the service guys, and I heard one of their sales guys talking to a customer, and the guy asked him a question. He goes, "I don't know. I don't ride these things."
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
I can't tell you some of the. I mean, I've hired and let go a lot of sales guys in my life and trained a lot, and I've watched sales guys come through COVID, and it's like you hire them and you train them, and they'll talk to a customer and they have zero passion or clue about anything. You know?
They already have their commission money sold or spent. They're not worried
In a way,
about
There's those guys too.
Yeah.
You know, there's those guys too. Or the really good ones that are super cocky. You know, then they walk around with commission breath. They just feel like everything they come out of their mouth is gold.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
until they don't sell anything for a fucking week.
Yeah.
And there's like, you know, and I do payroll, and I'm like, you suck this week.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
like where's your shit talking now?
Yeah.
You know.
It is funny.
But it's like that's what was fun about the sales industry. Like where I came from in California. Almost every dealership out there, it's 100% commission based. So it's like if you don't sell anything, you don't make any money.
Yeah.
Right. And there's a process to sell out there. You have to go get your occupational sales license. You have to do a bunch of things. You have to pay money.
You just don't walk in and start selling like here.
No, you have to go to the police department. You got to do a live scan. You know, you got to go to the DMV, get a hardship license. Yeah, it's a lot.
Wow.
It's a lot. Like I won't get into my personal stuff, but I took like one of the last few $100s to my name to get my sales license out there.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's you know, you got to stay committed out there. And those guys that come out there, if any sales guy that's a good salesman out in California, and a lot of states, I'm saying California because I'm familiar with it, they're hungry. They know how to sell different than a lot of the guys that are come out from, you know, the Midwest or the East Coast. They're hungry differently because there's so much competition. So the dealership that I worked at, you know, we had 50 sales guys.
Wow.
Right, turning and burning. Right, Monday through Thursday, you had full-time people. Then you had weekend guys that would come in. So you'd have 20 weekend people that would come in and make up about 50 employees. 181 employees total through the whole company.
Wow.
And I mean, we'd sell 300 bikes in a weekend.
That's insane.
You know, and but with that, everybody's hungry. Right? I mean, everybody's talking shit to each other.
Yeah.
Nobody wants you to eat. Nobody wants you to make money. You know, everybody's hungry. So you
need that though.
You learn to be charismatic, funny, but serious at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, and you come out here. When I came out here, I was like, well, I'm going to teach these guys something they've never seen, and that was my whole thing, right? Like, my owner's, like I said, his business philosophy is great, and I love it, and it's just the way I think. And then with just kind of the urgency of what I know and the passion, it meshes right hand in hand.
Nice.
You know, like our Plainfield store, when I was up running that store, we were top 10 KTM dealer in the country for many years, still am.
Wow.
You know, like I said, our Waterford location's the #1 Yamaha overall dealer. We carry a lot of the pretty much all the brands now, other than Harley and things like that. And we're #1.
So each store they'll have different brands.
Yeah, everybody's got different manufacturers.
So,
well, some of us have the same, but.
So if someone went to your Waterford store and wanted a bike from another one, you could get it for it or whatever?
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to, you know, send them up there.
You'd have to
do
go
all
yeah.
that stuff, yeah. But I easily, if it's the same manufacturer and my other store has it or another store has it, that's one thing that I pride myself in is, you know, say you call me or you walk in and you want a black 2025 R7. And I say, all right, Mr. Customer, I have one, but I got to locate it for you. Like, give me a second, and I'll call a buddy because I know everybody for the most part that's still around, or I build relationships with other dealers. We can do dealer swaps. I could call up my buddy at another dealership and say, hey, you show this R7 on locate, I'll trade you, or can I just have this? No, go ahead and take it. Perfect, send me a VIN. So now I'm already committed, and I get the commitment out of the bike. Now I get the commitment out of the customer. Now I can paper the deal. I don't even have the bike yet. But I could go get the bike and hold the transaction. Everybody's happy, and the customer is super satisfied because to them, you just worked your ass off to get them something that they, you know what I'm saying? So you built a relationship.
Yeah, that's old school sales stuff. You don't see a lot.
That's what's missing.
Yeah.
And that's what you'll see come. And I think dealers that are going to stay successful and thrive over the next 5 years are guys that are going to implement the basic shit that used to work.
Yeah.
Like I have my 7-step sales process that I've used from day one. And it's something I've taught myself. It's something that I've preached to a lot of people throughout my career. But it's been very successful and very fortunate for myself. And it's basic. It's about as basic as you can get. But you just can't veer away from it and just be yourself always.
Yeah.
I tell the guys, don't lie, don't cheat, don't steal.
Yeah.
Just be fucking honest with people. That's all they care about.
It's so funny.
Say hi, shake their hand, and just ask them what they're there for.
Yeah, don't bullshit them. If you don't know, say, I don't know, but I'll get you the answer.
100%. Don't know. Let me get my phone out. I'll Google it real quick. Kind of make them feel a little weird. Like, damn, I could have Googled it too. Like, that's my point.
Yeah. Could have saved me some time.
I mean, but that's where you're going to see a lot of the business. It's going to go back. I mean, the dealers that are going to thrive right now are going to be the ones that are going to put in that extra effort to change and train their sales guys. That's something that I was telling my girlfriend the other day. I got a new guy coming back now, and he's been in the business a little while, and he understands it. He understands the hustle aspect. I just lost a sales guy, right, that was hired in COVID. So there's two different types of hunger, right? There's somebody that's expecting to be fed, and there's somebody that is trained to feed themselves. Yeah. There's two different types of killers, you know, and you gotta be aggressive in this.
Well, it's funny because we were talking about this with one of my buddies' car dealers. Because I go, when you walk into the dealer, all the salespeople are like this. Yeah. But the service managers, the parts managers, all the employees, the technicians are so nice and happy. But I go, your sales staff is the one that's supposed to be out there. And what's I think has happened is, I remember from my dad being in car dealerships, that the salespeople back then had built relationships. If there was nobody in the dealership, they'd call people. They'd call up a hospital. Is there anybody there that needs a car? They would do it, not just sit there and wait for people to come in.
Yeah, you're doing anything you can to just stay busy. Yeah. And again, it's something that we pride ourselves on is momentum. It's something I think is undervalued. I think in this sales industry itself is, if you have a good general manager and you have he's really good at what he does, he's going to create momentum inside that dealership. And that momentum is going to carry, whether it be for a year or 10 years, right? As long as you can keep that staff together. Yeah. But you build momentum, and I've seen, and I can speak firsthand that you can break records. You just have to want it, you have to see it, speak it, and visualize it, and you have to be a leader at the same time. Yeah. Right. Like,
it's hard that people don't understand that to be a good manager, general manager, sales manager, whatever. Keeping the staff uplifted and positive, because everybody's always wants to be like, it's a shitty economy, it's a shitty world, it's shitty this. But there's always that one guy who's successful. There's always someone that's going to be there and it's going to win and sell and do right. Yep. You've got to be that guy.
Everybody can be that guy.
Yeah.
That's what I got into this business with nothing. Like nothing. I didn't sell anything really ever in my life. I came from the landscaping world. My dad had a concrete business that I did for most of my life up till then, and I trained my first day. I learned our Lightspeed database system. I won't shout him out right now, not my dad, but the guy that trained me at my first dealership. The GM I'm still really good friends with still to this day, but he trained me my first day. I learned the database system, inventory and pricing. That's all I had access to. And the second day I was just like, listen, I got to go out and sell something. I just invested the last couple $100s into this career.
You got to make it worth it.
I haven't eaten in a week, and I'm not getting paid for another 3 weeks. Yeah. I need to just go sell something. Yeah. And so I didn't know what I was doing. I just walked out into the parking lot and just started talking to people. I started cleaning bikes, and I sold 3 motorcycles. I made $1,750, and I never looked back. Yep. Except for I was one of those guys that got commission breath after 9 months. I sold a machine, and I forgot to show up to deliver it. Basically, I didn't control my customer at that time, which I didn't understand. It was something that was necessary in the line of business. Back? I had to split the commission, which it was a big commission, like a lot. Still pissed about
Enough
it.
To remember it. Remember it forever.
But it's implemented in my. And then I got fired. I got let go of my job then because I didn't show up. Not only did I lose half my commission, I lost my job. And it was right for our Christmas party, and I don't come from much, so when I was invited to this Christmas party, I was very excited. I was young. I invested all my time and energy into this. I felt like I was part of a family, We're all bike riders, and I didn't know anybody. I was kind of gullible, So I call up the owner, and I'm like, kind of pleading my case, like, hey, can I come to the Christmas party? I really want to come. And he's like, did you get an invite? I'm like, yeah. And so the next day I showed up, and he, at the end of the night, he's like, yeah, I'll see you Monday. And I was just like, hell yeah. So I went in that next week, and I've been the #1 sales guy at that dealership until I left, and I broke all the records.
Oh, nice.
Within a year.
Well, do you know what I noticed a lot? One of I was lucky enough years ago to work with the sales guy, and he goes, He goes, we're going out and we're not coming back till we sell something. He goes, and we were selling to car dealers. He goes, if we don't sell to a car dealer, we're gonna stop at garages. If we the garages, we're gonna just talk to people. We're selling something today.
That's it.
And you do once you get on that momentum where you go out to do it.
Momentum.
Yeah, it's totally successful.
Once it clicks and you find that hunger of like it's a drug. I mean, you know, you want to be successful.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if that's what you got to do, that's what it's
yeah.
whatever you got to do.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I went days without selling stuff before, and it sucks. It's a horrible feeling. If anybody's been in sales, there's ups and downs are extreme, and you know, especially if you're raising a family or kids or you're doing it yourself, it's very stressful.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
it can be. I mean, a lot of people don't really speculate on that, but
Well, they say it's kind of like it's a drug because if you get just a general
chasing it.
Yeah, and then when you get it, you're great, but you just want to make sure you get it in a lot.
Yeah.
Get it enough.
Yeah, I mean, I always say like being a good GM, it's like glorified babysitting. You know, it's if you can take care of the kids inside the dealership and the guys that are working for you, and they're all eating good, you're doing good.
Yeah, it's a hard. People don't understand.
But like me, I mean, I'm the type of guy. Like I mean, I have fucking 3 offices. You know, I have one on the floor, one in my bookkeeping room, one in the finance room. Like, I don't just wear one hat, and that's something in New England is something I've learned, which I'm not used to, which is fine. It's just sometimes the workload gets overwhelming at times, right? I mean, and you can't take that out on the guys. You can't show that, you know, so you're always making sure that, you know, no matter what's going on, everybody's kind of staying on that same keel. But, you know, I'm also the guy, like, if we're short-staffed, I'm on the floor. I'm always out walking around doing things. If I got 5 free seconds real quick, I'm going to walk over to parts and see who's over there, say hi to the customers.
Yeah, be a team player.
That's all it is, you know. And if you're somebody that just sits at a desk on your phone all the time, that's what people are going to look at. That's what people are going to do.
Yeah, it's funny because we had a thing where we had 5 sales guys, and I remember our technicians were getting more work than the sales guys.
Yeah.
Because they were just talking to people.
So
You know, what do you do? I work here, and this is what I do. And people they like the honesty.
I get more. I pride myself on this, but I get more business probably out of parts and service than any salesperson. Because I mean, I'm the guy that will go up to somebody and be like, you want to trade that clapped out piece of shit in?
Yeah.
You know, and they're just like, huh? I'm like, why don't you just trade that in? I'll give you $4,000 for it.
Yeah.
Well, okay, what else you got? It's just like, let me go show you.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, he doesn't know it yet, but I've already wholesaled this thing over to my ticket guy with the VIN. I already got a number on this thing. Like, I'm already close to myself. You know, and you know, good successful salespeople, they do those extra things. You know, they put those extra steps in.
Yeah, they're getting harder to find the good ones. I think I said, I think it was too easy for too long, and now,
sure.
like you said, things are gonna go back. And if you're good and successful, you're gonna kill it.
That's all you got to do. Short staff, run lean and mean, stack them deep, sell them cheap.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do. You're going to be busy only for 3, 4, 5 months out of the year. Rather than that, it's on cruise control.
That's the hard part about New England is you have to do everything in such a short window.
Yeah, we've done really well. We've highly focused on ORV. We have watercraft that's taken off a lot in the wintertime now. So we've been able to sustain decent numbers throughout year round. So
nice.
It hasn't been easy.
Yeah.
You're building that market, you know.
Well, it's like I was saying, before the winter, you always had snowmobile, and it's just our winters have been so weak that people aren't
Once
doing
every 4 years, you have a good year. That's
it. Yeah.
it, you know.
And I'm sure it will change. It'll go back.
Imagine being a dealer selling snowblowers or snowmobiles.
Well,
So,
a
you
couple
know,
of my buddies
it's
do,
like-
yeah. Well, you know what sucks about, I don't know if it's the same with you guys, but with for the snowblowers, you have to schedule out what you want, and you own that inventory. So like, you'll literally be like, okay, we need 50 every month, and then it doesn't snow, and then you got 300 snowblowers that are sitting there. You know, it's crazy. And a lot of these guys
return
get
them.
No, and these guys get buried.
That's the biggest thing that always scares me is inventory, right? So inventory is going to be the Achilles heel of any business,
Yeah.
you know. Like,
Yeah, you guys put a lot out.
millions of dollars, sitting on millions of dollars, managing millions of inventory, just constantly. It could, you know, this is something I really learned in the Northeast is it can make or break a business, a small business. For sure.
Yeah.
You know, because you could have a real bad floor plan month and, you know, you're paying $10,000, $20,000.
It's funny. My father used to always have a philosophy that with the car dealers, that the old timers that owned their inventory that didn't finance it, when you hit a hiccup, they would always pull through. And I think now it's different.
Different.
Yeah. No, you can't. You can't own a car dealer's inventory without having it floor plan now. But it was always that same philosophy.
The car business is a lot different than our business.
Like that.
Yeah, they fluctuate. They move different than we do. Wow. Kind of same business philosophy, but they manage their inventory a lot different than we do.
Yeah.
They get a lot more support and help.
Oh, yeah.
Our manufacturers just dump that shit on us and say,
yeah, that's right.
Here you have to order this to get this, and you have to order this to get these terms, and you have to do this to stay certified, and this to be this and this level. It's just, it's a full-time job just taking care of OEMs.
Well, I bet.
It's a full-time job.
Yeah, I bet they're probably exhausting. And it seems like the more franchises you have or brands you have, it's like the more you have to deal with too. I would almost think it'd be easier to have less, and specialize or know everything about that.
If you have a good system and you know what you're doing, it's all manageable pretty easy. But you just have to take the time to build the structure program, like a core that works. And if you have a good rep, it's great. Like I've been on the phone with my rep at 10 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, ordering machines.
Wow.
Like my rep will call me at 3 o'clock in the morning and be like, hey, I just had X just get released. I can get you 20 of them. Do you want them? Yes.
That's a good connection. Yeah.
But it's not because I'm mean to the guy. It's because I'm nice to him.
Yeah.
I'm his number one phone call. That's all I want to be. Give me the shot first.
Yeah, you need that.
Right? Give me that opportunity and I'll earn it.
Do any of your stores do Kawasaki?
Yeah, Plainfield and our mass store.
It seems like there's no Kawasaki dealers around anymore.
Yeah, they're dwindling down.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, they're dwindling down. Well, they thrived through COVID.
Yeah, but everybody did.
Stuffed a lot of dealers full of inventory, but we won't.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the tough part. Cash out.
Well, they were the only ones available at the time.
Oh, really?
Production-wise, yeah. So a lot of people became Cowie dealers.
Yeah, that was so weird. I didn't even think about because it's like all the dirt bikes and everything was so everybody was buying them that it must have been a bear when you couldn't get anything.
It was rough, yeah.
Yeah,
it was treacherous. It was stressful.
Yeah.
It was gimme, and then it was whoa, and then it was whoa. I don't have anything.
Yeah.
So it was just a roller coaster ride. You had to
hold on to. COVID was so horrible with that.
Yeah, we did really well. We managed, and we last year was, I think it hit everybody different. But again, we made it through fine. So
I remember that guy Kaplan there. He did one of his YouTube things where he drove up from Florida back up, and he stopped at some dealers, and you'd go in there and there's one bike.
Yeah.
It was like this scary.
I went down during COVID. I went down to see my mom, who lives in the outskirts of Pennsylvania, outside Lancaster, I'll say, and yeah, there's a couple dealerships there, Polaris, Honda, and Suzuki, and Kawasaki, and there's 2 dealerships, and the one dealership was boarded up, and they were thriving just the year before. So the one dealership was boarded up, and the other dealership had 3 machines.
Wow, that's insane.
And the guy that owned that dealership for 50 years was the only one in there sitting at a desk. I talked to him for 4 hours.
Yeah.
We just talked about life and business. Dude was felt really bad for him. He was not doing okay.
No, that was horrible.
He lost everything. It was rougher. It was rough for a lot of people in the country.
Yeah, I guess
a lot of places you'll never see or people you'll never talk to. That it really hurt a lot of people.
Yeah, it was huge. That's why I was shocked at how many places are gone, and then when I talked to a lot of places, how many places are just affected. Even the repercussions of COVID, and then now the inflation, and like you're saying, the interest rates. It's like we keep on getting hammered with all these different things, and then people don't. It's like when you say that we're still having issues getting parts and getting accessories and stuff. People think you're crazy. And you're going,
yeah, it's a real thing.
Yeah, it's really happening.
It's a real thing. I mean, even products still right now is hard to get. It'll be that way for a little bit till things get, and then you have the new tariffs and things, the threat of that, and all that stuff coming up. So,
it's so funny because the tariff.
I think it'll all play itself out. It's just going to take time. Not a lot of time, but it will take some more months.
So the tariff thing is a thorn on my side because one of the my business, we sell a lot. We used to sell a lot to Canada, a lot to Australia, huge. But their tariffs have always been so high that it kills us. But now they're mad because I'm hoping that Trump's just doing it just to be like, hey, why don't you lower yours so that we could sell some shit to you, because there's a lot of Canadians that ride dirt bikes, have hot rods, and that do American
A
stuff.
lot of their product comes into this country.
Yeah.
That I deal with.
Oh yeah,
You know, a lot.
a lot. Yeah.
And then down south too.
Oh yeah, it's huge.
It's huge. Like,
Yeah, it's crazy.
you know, most of Can-Am is Canadian or Juarez, Mexico.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Our Can-Ams are still strong, like huge.
Yeah. We do really well with them. I think their numbers prove that they hold pretty strong in the market for sure.
I know it's funny because I see like the people in like a lot of our customers that are in like Hartford, Bridgeport, more city areas, they all have Can-Ams. It's like huge.
In the city, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the city, yeah.
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 It's like it's very, I don't know. Well, it's funny because like we used to joke around about like with the quads and stuff like that because you know if you just put 24s on them, people just drive around the streets all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I grew up in the city, so I rode in the city half my life, so I get it.
Yeah.
Some products better in the street than it is on the dirt.
Yeah.
You know, so the Can-Ams just ride nice. They're good on the street.
It's funny.
Guys like them.
Did you see when they the Hartford whatever crushed all those bikes? They took all this. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, don't try to give them back to who they were stolen from. But we're talking like there's like thousands of bikes, quads, everything.
Yeah. They did that in Mass a couple years ago. Hartford. Yeah.
Oh, it's probably good for you guys because then they have to get more bikes.
Yeah. I mean, it was.
Crush all the used ones.
I was looking at some of those Banshees though, and I was like, ugh.
I know.
It was rough. It was tearing up a little bit.
I know. Mine was stolen, and I'm like, oh, was it in there?
Yeah, dude, I had mine stolen years ago, and I was like, ugh.
That was a good quad.
This is my favorite quad. I broke my leg and my back on that quad. I love that quad.
They rip.
It's my favorite quad of all time. The thing was everyone I've ever had was ripped.
What are the quads going for now?
They range. They start $7-8 grand, go up to. I mean, you get a premium one for 12-13.
So it really didn't change too much then.
Yeah, no. There's a lot more options now. You know, base model premiums to like limiteds or special editions, stuff that comes outfitted with bumpers and winches and stuff already on it, power steering, all the way down to just a base model still.
Yeah, it's crazy how many accessories they have those things.
Yeah.
Your girlfriend's probably like, I want to get the heck out of here.
Yeah. Ready to rip?
She's like, I got an hour ride back. And it's like, I hear him talk all day long. That you're going to ruin
It's so funny, you know, I met her. She came into the dealership Christmas Eve looking for a helmet for her son.
Oh, really?
And here I am. I'm the only one working. Like me and one other of my guys. Everybody else is off. And there's mad people in the showroom. I'm busy pulling my hair out. She walks in. Here's this gorgeous girl. I just stopped with everything I'm doing. You need help?
And she's like, does he hit on every girl in here? Just me? Come on.
Yeah. My ass got right up out of that chair. Yeah.
So your son rides.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Oh, nice.
But yeah, you never know. The industry's great. I love it. It's always been good. I love it.
Well, if anybody needs anything from Connecticut, well, anywhere, because you can ship bikes,
I
everything.
ship bikes all the way to California to anywhere in the United States.
Yeah, just call Motorsports Nation. We'll say Waterford because that's your store.
Yeah, please go through me. No,
Yeah.
Whatever you need, I can steer you in the right direction.
Take all the business from the other ones and just
Yeah.
go to him. He wants to look like a hero.
I already am.
Well, you already, yeah.
We're good. If you want a good deal and honest, that's what you
Yeah,
get.
from a real bike guy.
That's it. From a real bike guy. That rides.